to the Grown Up Group. My name is Ty, and I will be narrating today's topic, which is healthcare, what you need to know. Today, I will be going over some of the tips to help save you time and the question of where do you need to go when you are in pain and what you need to do, the necessary steps taken, as well as tips, where's the pain, identifying your primary physician and their role, urgent care versus emergency room, insurance, and then discharge. So come with me on this journey to talk about medical health. It's important to pinpoint exactly where the pain originates and what it feels like, whether dull, sharp, or radiating. That's the first step to understanding the cause of the pain. Because pain can travel or be referred from a completely different part of the body, identifying the precise location helps healthcare providers determine the right treatment. A few common pain locations and their potential origins include abdomen, chest, backs, joints, and limbs. So it's very specific not to just say, oh, my back. You may want to specify lower back or the upper top back, a muscle, disc, or nerves that may be connected to the spine. That's just one example because all of this stuff is related with different organs. You want to make sure that you reference that point because lower back will indicate something probably with kidneys. And that's just one example, but let's delve into others. Keep in mind when to seek immediate medical attention. Certain pain locations require emergency care. Certain areas such as sudden, severe chest pains, that you definitely want to see an emergency room. Severe or rapid worsen abdomen pain, as well as a worse headache than you've ever had. And low back pain, accommodated with a high fever, may also pinpoint when you need to go to an emergency room. Your pain tolerance is equally important. It is based on the limit of endurance. It is also highly subjective, fluctuating based on your emotional state, genetics, and past experiences with pain. Keep in mind that biological factors, mental state, and environment also plays a part of your pain perception. Now that we've identified where your pain is located and your pain threshold or tolerance, we then can move on to where we need to go. Do we need to go to the doctor's office, urgent care, or emergency room? Your primary care physician has your history, meaning they have had your blood panel, they've possibly have your history of medical or mental as well. So you want to go to your primary care physician as a priority. However, keep in mind, if there are issues that arise that are problematic, that seek immediate attention, please seek out emergency room. And if emergency room does not seem like a viable option for you, please follow up with your urgent care. The benefits of urgent care is less costly than the traditional healthcare system. Urgent care is a feasible alternative to expensive healthcare for non-life-threatening illnesses. Keyword, non-life-threatening illnesses. Urgent care healthcare facility is less costly than hospitals and emergency rooms. You can find them in every service at every affordable price, like x-rays, ECGs, consultations, as well as medical checkups. Not only that, they also have easily accessible health cares, meaning that they're easily found within the city. You have good care for kids and elderly. You have a shorter waiting time than an emergency room. And there's also a diverse range of services, treatment for sprains, strains, muscle spasms, colds, flu, fever, etc. So looking into urgent care doesn't seem like a bad option. Remember those life-saving emergencies? This is where the emergency room comes in. You want to look out for things like chest pain or pressure, shortness of breath or trouble breathing, signs of a stroke, face drooping, slurred speech, or arm weaknesses. You also can have severe abdominal pain, sudden intense pain anywhere in the body, heavy or uncontrolled bleeding. That's very serious. A head injury with confusion, vomiting, or loss of consciousness, seizure or fainting, any symptom that feels severe or frightening or is rapidly worsening, and then broken bones and head injuries. Those are all reasons to seek urgent care, or my apologies, emergency room. Urgent care is not emergency room. There we are. Now let's discuss insurance. Regardless of where you go, the hospital for the emergency room, urgent care, or your primary care physician. Either way, your insurance plays a very important piece. What happens when your insurance is denied? One, don't accept a claim denial at face value. You have the right to an appeal. About 40 to 60% appeal claims are overturned in the favor of a patient. So that goes to show you that your insurance companies are not always right. First, you want to identify the reason for the denial. Read the denial letter. Be very specific to the details and the explanation of the benefits. Secondly, you want to check for errors. If it's something like simple paperwork mistakes, such as misspelled name, missing billing codes, or a typo of your policy number, then you want to request an internal appeal. If those two items have already been addressed and you see that everything is okay, you want to request for an internal appeal. You want to file within the deadlines. Specifically, you have 160 days from the denial letter. In addition to that, you want to submit supporting evidence, work with your doctor and healthcare provider to gather as much medical records and tests needed to be able to make a determination to change your claim. And then you want to utilize your employer, your resources, your HR departments, just to discuss what the policies, standards are, exactly what you cover, what you don't cover, and why. It may be a different plan that you could fall under, and you may just need to change that policy. So just keep that in mind as well. If all those things fail, you have to escalate it to an independent external review, and that requires you to basically reach out to a third party to review your insurance company's denial and the internal appeal and the results in order to come to a conclusion if you've been actually met to the standards of the state that the insurance company is providing you. So that's a really important piece. And then worst case scenario, if they do not, you have to contact your state authorities. That will basically be the state's insurance department or consumer protection agency that you have to reach out for. So it varies for each city and state that you're in. Just keep that in mind. Always go back and challenge your insurance company. Those are great tips, and I know that they've helped me in the past. I hope they help you as well. We're going to move on to the next topic. Discharge. Now that it's time to proceed with discharge, but before they discharge you, you do have to ask yourself a couple of questions. Are you still in pain? Does the problem still exist? Do you feel that your needs were met? Because this is a service that is provided to you that you are paying for. So why not get the services you deserve? If you are still in pain and the pain still exists, request to speak to an active physician in charge. Ask the top best treatments for your diagnosis. Ask about the reason why you are being discharged. Remember, it's a numbers game, and it's always if there's a bed available so they can move in the next patient and discharge you. So always ask the reason, because their reason may not just be valid. Request a case review of your medical file. It's available to you. Why not take a look? And then consult with your insurance. Express your concern about still being in pain. Go back to the peer review to review exactly what the determination was and make sure that all of the needs were met. The symptoms have subsided and you feel better and comfortable with your medical plan and it has been thoroughly explained to you. Sign your discharge papers and you would be able to go home. As we wrap up today's episode of the Grown Up Group podcast, we hope that you've gained valuable information that can help you make more informed decisions about your health care. Today, we discussed the importance of accurately locating and describing your pain, understanding that everyone's pain threshold is different, and why communicating clearly with healthcare professionals can make a significant difference in your treatment. We also explored when it's appropriate to visit your primary care doctor, an urgent care facility, or the emergency room, helping you understand the best options based on your symptoms and the urgency of your conditions. We touched on the role of health insurance, the importance of knowing your coverage, understanding exactly what is being asked of you and requested when you have seek treatment, and then why being proactive about your healthcare benefits can save both time and money. Finally, we talked about what happens when you are discharged from the hospital. Remember, discharge doesn't mean that your care is over. It means that the next phase of your recovery begins. Be sure to understand your discharge instructions, take medications as prescribed, and attend follow-up appointments as needed. And don't hesitate to ask questions if something is not unclear. Your health is one of the most valuable assets. Being informed, asking questions, advocating for yourself, and seeking care when needed are all important parts of taking control of your well-being. Thank you for joining us on the Grown Up Group podcast. We encourage you to share this episode with family and friends because knowledge is power. I used to love that from Schoolhouse Rock. And informed communities are healthier communities. Until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and remember, when it comes to your health, be proactive today.